Hello and welcome. I'm Adriana, and today's reading is for someone who needs a little clarity. I am a clairaudient channel, and in order to become an even clearer channel for the divine, I have worked on myself for the past 8 years, really clearing out my issues, understanding, getting to the root of them. And this has allowed me to get to the point where I can hear my guides more quickly, and the energy that comes through is very meaningful for those who are on the spiritual journey. So let's go ahead and get started. And as we come into the present moment, and you feel what's going on in your body, see if you can also create a little space in your mind so we can get the energy alignment high enough. Just a little clear empty space in there. It doesn't have to be the whole mind, just a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and start. We've got coming out 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, and 3 of Wands going into, okay, coming up to the 10. So, okay, so these are personality cards. Let me put those aside. I'm kind of going to get a few before we start. What is going on in this situation? Okay. 9 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 4 of Wands. Okay, and I'll show you a lot of nests coming up in this card. Nests being security, home, but also the protection of the new, the protection of the fragile. So interesting that this theme is coming up for you. Okay, strengths and challenges. What is the strong energy? What is the challenging energy? Okay, and then I'll ask for the overall message. Challenge, 6 of Wands. Okay. Overall message, please. Oops, 2 coming out. Ace of Pentacles versus the 5 of Cups. All right, so let's start with we're going to start with the message first. So this message is about creating opportunity out of what seems like a loss. That is the overall theme of your reading here. Creating opportunity from what seems like a loss. So anytime we're over-focused on the past, we miss what's in front of us. So these are birds that have died or have not maybe survived infancy, and this poor raven is so bereft that she's neglecting, or he's neglecting, this little fledgling right here. There's something about accepting the natural process of life, that in order for anything to grow, in order for anything to become different, there's an element that must die or must end or must go. And so the real art to navigating your path is seeing where can the growth occur? Where is this an opportunity to become something else? Because look, even though those 4 went away, you're presented with a new one, right? That this nest idea. And I want to say nest egg. So we're also possibly looking at something financial. Pentacles traditionally are financial, but to me, we're also looking in the metaphor of what is a nest egg. It's preparing you for the future. It's setting you up so you will be stable and comfortable in the future. So that is the question to ask when confronted with a loss or confronted with something that you're upset about losing. How does this actually set me up better for the future? This is about having the mindset. I know there's a lot out there about growth mindset, but I think this is for you about like opportunity mindset, looking for opportunities all the time, not in a like creepy, narcissistic, opportunistic way, but assuming that the divine is bringing you more and more opportunities every single day. And so everything is some kind of opportunity. And when you look at it that way, you align yourself with a higher vibration. You align yourself in the direction of growth, possibility, and then your guides and your soul are able to give you more and more clues, or more and more paths that you can follow. When you shut down and you refuse to see that opportunity, they can't get through to you. But if you're willing to see opportunities, then the doorway can open. So that's a big message to me too. There's certain things like other types of social media that I'm very resistant to. And perhaps this is just a mindset change, needing to look at everything as opportunity. So let's get into your personality. You're definitely the type of person that is in your situation for the long haul. And again, we talked about financial with this Ace of Pentacles. You're at the 10 of Pentacles, so you're wanting to see the payoff. And you're wanting to see that what you do brings about abundance for future and for perhaps other people that are not you. But the other thing that is coming through is this is about widespread growth. You're looking for widespread growth. It's not just about holding on to what you have, but how can what you do grow into all of these different ways? I'm currently slightly obsessed with Shark Tank, and I find it just really fascinating how these investors basically are they're trying out, or they're taking a risk on these entrepreneurs, and they know that some are going to make it and some are not going to. But what tends to work best for everyone is when both the entrepreneur and the investor are concentrated on growth. How are you growing? How are you seeing more growth? How can we grow this together? That's also the type of person you are. You're not just, let's just get enough for today. Let's keep growing. And we see that also with the Three of Wands, looking for that potential to go different places, to travel with it. And again, travel metaphorically, to take it into places it hasn't been before, to be a leader. And to always, and I love this card too for opportunities, because we've got like this shooting star happening. So that's like a little bit of magic, a little bit of sparkle. You love to see those diverse kind of opportunities come up. Now, what's interesting is I see, although you've got that expansion going on, there's also some defensiveness going on, feeling like you have to defend your position. So perhaps, you've been working on this a long time and you're not willing to risk anymore. You're not willing to let go. We've got the crow defending the nest from these potential intruders. The hawk, it looks like a hawk and a golden eagle. And that's interesting because, I get where the crow is coming from. Obviously, it's worked very hard to produce these eggs, but these bigger birds are also a spiritual opportunity to fly farther. So it's possible that you may have to, you're struggling with the idea of short-term loss versus long-term gain. And I see that tenacity within you. You're not wanting to let go of anything. But consider that if you let go, you may actually have a bigger payoff in the long run. So let's look at what's happening in your situation. 9 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and here is that nest again. And this time we've got 4. So let's see. Our Ace of Pentacles had 1 in the nest. 9 of Wands has 3. And the 4 of Wands has 4. So you are seeking stability. It's like these crows, these birds, they're coming in for landing. They're coming in. They're wanting that soft landing. They're wanting that stable place, that stable nest of growth where you can grow safely. But we've got the 9 of Swords on the other side. You're worried about that soft landing. You're worried about that place. And so what really are you worried about? What is causing this anxiety? Empress, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. And we've got all of these. Empress card is a funny card. Look at all these birds trying to break out of their shell. The birds coming out of the nest again. Two of Swords, Three of Swords. So you're conflicted in your heart. And you're conflicted about which way. You're conflicted about opening your heart. Okay, I think what this Four of Wands is not just about stability and a soft landing. It is the true heart's desire. And you want it so badly that you're afraid to really embrace it, because just like this Nine of Wands, it might be taken away. You're thinking like, the more I want it, the more it's going to hurt if it's taken away. And at times it's hard for you to put a name on your fear. You feel this anxiety, but it's also kind of nameless. And the namelessness makes it more terrifying. There's an odd bird on here. I don't know what this bird is. Even if it is a bird, it looks kind of like what would be the bird equivalent of a nightmare. It's just an odd looking bird. And I feel like that's happening with you. That because you're not sure what it is, it's even more scary. It's like the more unknown it is, the more you're dreading it, or you're anticipating the worst it's going to be. And the thing is that information is not necessarily going to help you this time, because it's not about having information or not having the information. It's about trusting the birthing process. It's trusting that if this is what you want, and if this is what your guides in the universe are helping you get, then you have to trust that process. Coming out of the shell is not, birthing in general is not a very pretty process. It's kind of slimy, it's gross, it doesn't look very good. And it's also incredibly scary. You know, here you've been in this warm, contained, dark space where everything is the same and everything is controlled and you're protected. And then all of a sudden you're coming out into this huge open world. And that's the anxiety there, that this does feel like a birth again. And you're coming out into this open, new, unknown. And it's happening fast. It's happening faster than you thought. So all of this is kind of compiling together. And I want to go into your strengths and the challenges right now. The challenge is the Six of Wands, which is getting what you want, getting the heart's desire, getting the recognition, finally being victorious. That's the challenge here, is that the more you're getting close to it, or the more you see it, the more resistance you're also feeling, the more fear and anxiety you're having about it. And what comes as a strength is the Justice card. And I love the balance here. This is about coming back into balance and holding the fears up against what you truly want to have, what you truly want in this situation. Because when you hold the fears up and you weigh them against what you want, which one is more attractive? Which one is more compelling? It's also about being more objective with how you're looking at your situation. It's less about consequences this time. This is about trusting your own wisdom above everything else. And wisdom is an interesting word. Wisdom is knowledge that comes from experience. So trusting your own experience and what you have learned from that experience. And, again, I'm drawn back to where we started this reading, which was about looking for opportunities. If you look back on your opportunities, if you look back on your life and you can see, pick 3 opportunities that you had. Look at what happened before them. Look at what happened around them. Look at what they came out of. What did they come out of? Was it a loss? Was it a point of growth? Really take apart the context of those opportunities. What made it an opportunity? Because I think you're going to find that you're better equipped to handle what's in front of you than what you realize. So if you can really think to those times where, think back to an opportunity. What was happening? What happened before it? Why did it feel like an opportunity? How was it an opportunity? And if the circumstances around it had been different, would it have been an opportunity? So this is a deep pattern that you're undoing. It's not in your upbringing to look at loss this way. It's not in the habitual reactions of those around you to look at loss this way. But you have the level-headedness to adopt this much more effective mindset for you. You've got all of that going for you. I mean, I love the stateliness of this card and how it's just glowing with this calm, steady presence. So I know that the switch is possible for you. It's just a matter of choosing to get there and choosing to know that you will get what you're asking for. Are there any other messages here? Okay, now that card really wanted to fall out. The Hanged Man, Strength, 7 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. And so the message there, actually with both sets of these, is stop struggling so much. Stop struggling. Really, stop struggling. The other side, our guides, your higher self, do not think that struggle is the only way forward. Learning, yes. Growth, yes. But the less we struggle, the quicker we learn, actually. I was reading an article yesterday about how math skills have really gone down since the pandemic, especially for kids that are entering college right now. And, there are those, they're trying to give remedial classes and the kids are literally struggling with simple math. They might be able to do complex things like trig or it's not algebra, but they're struggling with fractions. So they're able to do complex things, but they can't do the basics. So, those that are being put in these remedial math courses are struggling. Those that are being put into classes that are more interactive, more one-on-one, more engaging, or maybe not one-on-one, but more engaging, where they're having to be more active, they're learning much easier and they're learning much quicker. They're learning the same stuff, but one is a struggle because of the process and the other one is a joy because of the process, or it's at least some ease. If maybe it's not joyful to learn about fractions, but there's some ease in the process. So yes, they're having to work hard, but they're not having to slog through it. And we can't go through life skating on the easy way out all the time, but we can look for the ease in the moments of growth. And what the other side is trying to tell you right now is struggle is not the way. Look for the ease. Look for a way to be at peace with the lessons that are coming to you, and look for the way to switch your mindset quicker so that you can align with a more nurturing, balanced, and loving way of going through life. I'm getting a strange message. I'm getting journey has ended. Okay, and that's an odd message to me because our journey doesn't really end. But I think what they're saying is that your journey with struggle has ended. You don't need to struggle anymore. Look for the ease. Look for the way out of the puzzle. Look to get your way out of the maze, but don't make it harder than it is. Okay, thank you again so much for opening your energy field to be read. Thank you to the other side and the higher guidance for coming through for us today. And I'll see you soon.